Hey, welcome to Undrafted Hockey Fan Night. My name is Brad. We're doing a little recount on some of the things that have happened in the NHL. I don't know if you know this. We have a Stanley Cup final coming up. We have Vegas Golden Knights versus the Carolina Hurricanes. And real quick, I want to just review the crazy like what just happened. You have Colorado who gets swept. They get swept by the Vegas Golden Knights. And I think they said it was like the fourth time ever that a President's Trophy, which means you won the most games, got the most points in the NHL, has been swept. I think in general, maybe swept in the conference finals. But either way, it's crazy because I had Colorado winning the whole thing. I was like, man, like they're so good. How could they not? And of course, injuries are a factor in this, but I think Makar missed the first two games, so that's an issue there. But you have Burns, you have Malinsky, you have Taves, you have other guys that can produce. And then McKinnon gets hurt in game 4 as well. Like it was just brutal. And I think McKinnon was trying to will the team, and there's just like the depth scoring was just brutal. It was just terrible. I'm pretty sure like you have guys like Natchez who didn't. I don't even know if he put up a point in that series. It was just brutal. That one was again, and who had Vegas. That's the thing is like Vegas was, yes, they finished first in their division, but like it wasn't like conclusive. It was like they didn't finish because they were good. It felt like they finished because other teams were bad down the stretch. I mean, I guess you have the Tortorella boost, right? If you don't know, Vegas fires their coach, and they with 8 games left, they fire their coach, and they go 7-0-1. I think it was like 7 wins out of the 8 games. You're like, dude, like that's crazy. So you come in, so Vegas did come in hot. So, but I mean, like I said, it's one of those where I think no one expected Vegas to be here. Like I don't think anyone had them going to the Stanley Cup Finals. Carolina, you definitely could saw. You saw that, right? They were number 1 in the Eastern Division. Like you could see that. I mean, Boston or Buffalo looks good. Tampa Bay, I mean, it's Tampa Bay. Like I had Tampa Bay losing to Montreal, and Montreal started to put up a fight on the first game. But like the thing is like, so also, anyways, Vegas and Colorado injuries, yes, and like Vegas also had like Mark Stone out for a couple games, and then he came back and he was like they looked even better, which is crazy. And then we go to the Carolina and Montreal Canadiens game, and it's like, oh yeah, like Carolina had so much time off. I think they had like something stupid, like 5 or 6 days the first time because they swept the Ottawa Senators. And then they had like 11 days off because Montreal and Tampa went 7 games. So Carolina comes in rusty, right? And Montreal, they had 7 games in the first series, right? And they had to fight their way through it. And then they did. And they did 7 more games. It was against Buffalo. 7 games against Buffalo. And it was brutal and it was tough, right? 2 young teams. And then you had against Tampa, like playoff, like capable, like won Stanley Cups, just a good chunk of this core is still there. 7 games. So, and then you have Carolina, who has come, they're rested, they're rusty, right? And Montreal's hot and they're young and it's so exciting. And then the other thing that there's like talking about like playoffs and being battle tested and everything. That's something for sure. Like getting the playoff experience is huge. Because they had it last year. So some of these guys have seen playoffs. Caulfield, Suzuki. I think even Slavkovsky was there last year too. Like there's guys who Demidov played last year in the playoffs. He came over at the end of the year, came into the playoffs, and was like, looked good. Lane Hudson as well. And so you think about like, okay, these guys have been in the playoffs and everything too, and they're young. So you're like, oh man, they're young. They're gonna be really good. And Carolina's mid-age. They're in the. I mean, I argue in their prime, where you have like an Aho, a Svechnikov, like Stahl's old, yes, but you have like a young guy like Stankoven, like Blake looks good. Jackson Blake looks good. Taylor Hall's having a revival as well. Like Slavin, older but like still consistent. Sean Walker's not. He's nearing 30, right? Gosper's nearing 30 as well. So, you have like guys that are kind of in their prime or like leaving their prime, but they looked good. So you're thinking like Montreal's like they're young, it's gonna be able to hang, but they played 14 games and Carolina played 8. Like Montreal played twice as many games in the playoffs, so that one just playing in the same amount of games, right? Like, is hard enough. And Carolina got rest, right? So guys will be able to do saunas and massages and take healing and whatever they got to do. So they came back rusty for sure, right? Like getting back up to play. And Montreal looked dominant. I think it was like 6-3. And then Carolina's like, oh yeah, forgot playtime's over. And so they did. And they just whooped them. I thought they looked so good. It was just Montreal had a stat. They had the lowest number of shots during a 3-game period ever. Ever since it's been tracked in the NHL playoffs, which is crazy. Like, that's just how dominant Carolina was. Like, oh yeah, I forgot we're the best in the East. So let's turn it on, guys. And so it looked great. I love it. Like I said, it's just so exciting. So I do want to go over. So again, via Vegas, you have Carolina, and let me know down below who you think is going to be who's going to be the winner. Of course, we're going to go over it after we kind of review the teams and everything. And let's kind of just jump right into it. So Vegas, of course, one of the 2 guys that are honestly probably going to win the what's it called? Conn Smythe, which is the MVP. You have Marner and you have Carter Hart, who look good. Now, I want to get this out of the way and get it done now, because if you don't know my beliefs, we're going to kind of establish them here. Like, by the way, happy Pride Month. It's June 1st. Happy Pride Month to all those who celebrate, all you gays, lesbians, trans, bi, all the non-binary, all that jazz. This is a welcoming space. 2, I think we can all agree that the justice system is not always fair. I've read a lot of the transcripts. I've read a lot of. I don't like how it was incredibly shady how the whole trial went down. I don't think Carter Hart should be in the league. I think there's players on his team that also shouldn't be in the league. Brett Howden as well, just because of the way everything was handled. And so, in the way he lied or changed his story. Let's go with. So while Carter Hart has had a great run, I just don't think he should be in the league. And I would love Mitch Marner to win the Stanley Cup. I think it's good for him. I also don't want Carter Hart to win the Stanley Cup. Can't have both. So either way, you kind of guess on who I'm going with. But let's still review them. I still want to see. I want to talk about some of the how well they played. Right. I mean, so if we're looking at some of the stats, going over again, which by the way is crazy that there's like 6 teams in the East that finished with more wins than Vegas, and didn't work. It didn't happen. Like, it just couldn't make it happen because they're in a different conference. So it's just a bit frustrating. But anyways, talking about how good the team's been. Mitch Marner, 21 points in 16 games. By God damn, shooting a 17.9% shooting percentage. That's crazy. He has four shorthanded assists. Okay, shorthanded goals. Brett Howden has 3 shorthanded goals. Crazy. Okay, looking good there. Jack Eichel, 18 points, 16 games, only 2 goals. But you know who is scoring? Dorofeyev, 16 points or 16 games, 10 goals, 14 points. Phenomenal. Brett Howden also scoring 10 goals, 2 assists in 16 games. Of course, Shea Theodore's up there with 11 points. Barbashev still is a steal, by the way. They traded for Barbashev. They traded a first-round prospect, Zach Dean, and Barbashev still looks really good for them. He might be a cap casualty at the end of this year, but we'll see. Again, Thomas Hertl, you like to see more out of him, but 9 points in 16 games. Those are looking good. Again, going to goaltending. I don't really want to talk about Carter Hart, but he's looked good. I mean, he's looked good. He's played the whole time. I don't want to talk about him. I'm good. We will skip. So we're going now over to the Carolina Hurricanes. This is, sorry. Let's go back. You have someone like Mark Stone, who has had a phenomenal year in the regular season. I think he was like 1.4 points per game, but he plays like 30 games because he's injured. Let's go to him real quick. I'm curious on that. Where's Mark Stone at? Yeah, 10 points in 11 games. So he missed 5 games, still got 10 points. Like, he's 8th in points, And yeah, he's not playing as many games as other guys. So good for him, man. Like again, Mark Stone, captain, leader, oldest looking. I know he looks way older than he is, which cracks me up as well. But again, good for him. The team just looks again dominant, phenomenal. Again, and that's even with Rasmus Anderson, who they traded a haul for. Actually, let's even look it up because I'm curious in that. I think it was like a big deal. And one of the reasons I want to bring it up as well, and I will tease it because I don't want to tell you right off. But the big thing about this trade was now there was a first round pick, there were draft picks traded as well, and this is exciting. Again, this is exciting. I like. My favorite thing is figuring out why, like, who values these trades. And that's my biggest thing is I'm like, okay, oh my God, I forgot about this. We're going to talk about Vegas Golden Knights. They forfeited. Okay, we're going to go over it because it's in the trades. Vegas Golden Knights forfeit a second round pick due to flagrant violations of the 2026 Stanley Cup playoff media regulations. They won, they beat Colorado, and then they're like, yeah, we're not gonna go. We're not gonna do media. I guess. Oh no, against Anaheim, I think it was. And Tortorella's like, yeah, I'm not gonna do media. They beat. This is a series clincher. They beat the Anaheim Ducks. They sent out Mitch Marner and one other guy, and they were like, and Mitch Marner's like, yeah, I got 10 minutes. Tortorella says we got to get going. Like crazy. So Vegas, supposedly the statement was like, hey, no, Vegas knows that they've been screwing it up, and they've been warned multiple times, and now we're going to do a second round pick in this year's draft, which is crazy. It's so stupid. So you lose a second round pick, and there was like, there's time to appeal it, and people are like, oh, but like, Senators got their first round pick back. Yeah, but there's 3 years between them. It was a bad trade. It was different ownership. And they're like, and they didn't get their first round pick back. Senators got the 32nd overall pick in this year's draft. So it went from like a 16th overall pick to a 32nd. So they still got one back. But in this case, they're losing their 2026 second round pick. And that's like it was like 8 weeks away. That's 4 weeks away. So they didn't have a time to be like, hey, like people marinate on this and kind of think about it, like, oh, maybe it wasn't that bad. Nope, they lost it, completely lost it, and now Vegas they only have 4 picks this year, and they're not picking until the 3rd round, and it's their own pick, and it's not like 3rd round, like, oh, like the last pick in the 2nd round is 65th, so like is Vegas 66? No, they're at the end of the 3rd round because they're in the Stanley Cup Finals, so it's like 96 overall. So they're almost 100 picks that are going to be made before Vegas can do it, unless they trade up, of course, right? But they got a 3rd, 5th, and 6th, and again, they have no seconds for the next 4 years, and they have both their first round picks are traded away. So real quick, going over the trades that we were just talking about with the Rasmus Anderson, who has not been good. He's just not been good enough for what they need. Actually, and let's pull up Rasmus Anderson as well, because again, you kind of want him to be good because you trade a first round pick plus, and that's what I want to pull up real quick. And this playoff stats are not showing. All right, anyway, he's not been good enough for what you trade. I have to look. I have to look it up because it's gonna drill my point home even more, because you got to be good. Like, you're trading first round pick plus. So in the regular season, he had 47 points total. In the playoffs so far, he has 5 points. You need more out of a guy like that. Like, he's your second pair defenseman. Like, you need more out of your second pair defense, right-handed defenseman. And of course, right-handed defensemen come out as like a premium and everything. But you trade out Rasmus Anderson, who's expiring, for a first round pick, Vegas' second round pick. You have a prospect, 22 years old. So I think he is actually ready to jump into the NHL. Let's see. He had in the NCAA 29 points in 40 games, and he did sign a contract. So he is under contract for for next year. So he'll probably end up playing with the Calgary Flames. And then you also trade out Zach Whitecloud, who has this year and next year left. So again, Zach Whitecloud, an original Vegas Golden Knight. He was pulled over. I think he was. So he was over. He got pulled over from somewhere. It was an expansion basically. He just got pulled over in expansion, and so he was valuable. Like he's a valuable player, and they moved off like a good chunk of cap, which is nice. But again, you're trading out first round picks. I think even did they retain? Yeah. So and then also Calgary retained a little bit, but it's not a huge deal. Anyways, you're trading out first round pick, a roster player, a second round pick, and a prospect, and you got a guy who is not performing 5.16 games. And to make it even worse is there's all this talk about Rasmus Anderson wants to go to Vegas, and he goes to Vegas. It's so exciting and everything. Everyone's like, oh, nice. You traded for him January 18th, way before the deadline. You saw who this player is, and you're like, you trade all these assets, and it's like, you didn't sign the guy. Like, he's not signed. Like, he could walk in free agency, which to me is crazy that you trade all this. Now, mind you, if you win the Stanley Cup, not a big deal. But, if you don't win the Stanley Cup and he walks, was it worth it? Was it worth it to trade the first round pick to lose? To lose in the Stanley Cup Finals? I don't know. You tell me. It's kind of a determining factor there. But to me, I don't know if I'd want to. Like, I have a hard time with that. And so, again, give me your thoughts on that. So, I think it's a blunder there. I think it's a mess up. So yeah, I mean, it's concerning in that case. And then if you look at, I don't even think Carolina made any trades. Because all they did is they signed Ehlers in the offseason. I don't really, is there anything consequential? Valimaki, he probably played in the AHL. They did do the Keandre Miller. That was an offseason acquire last year. But, like, Nick Delorier for a 7th-round pick. Like, and these bitches have so many first-round picks. So you have Vegas, who has no second-round picks in the next 4 years. Plus, they don't have a first-round pick until 2028. Where Carolina has 5 first-round picks in the next 4 years. Four first-round picks in the next 3 years. All they did was trade a second, and that was part of the Keandre Miller. Like, okay, cool. Like, I don't know. Like, it's crazy to me that, like, and they didn't even, dude, it's an amazing that they traded. Like, they've done so well. The fact that they got Keandre Miller, who supposedly they're an offer sheet, and then like Rangers like, no, don't offer sheet. Like, we'll make a trade instead, which is like the threat, right? So Carolina's in Dallas's first round pick, a second round pick, and Scott Moore, which is about like what you get. Like, I think it's a first, second, and third. And instead, like you get Keandre Miller, so who has been lights out. Like, he's been playing so well. Let's see, Keandre Miller, and he's looked so good on the team. It was a great hire. Great trade. 8 points, 13 games. But again, he's just been playing big. He's 6'5". He's tough. He's mean. And they got him for 7 more years after this. So, and even in the offseason or in the regular season, 37 points, 72 games, half point per game player for a guy. I don't think he's on the first power play. Like, he's not. No, he's going to be Gostisbehere. Like, you don't need him. Like, he performed so well. I think it's his third highest in the NHL. He played really well with the Rangers in 22, 23, and 23, 24. But anyways, and the reason I'm focusing so much on the Carolina Hurricanes is they're my favorite. Like, I have them taking this. And I think it's not as close as people think. Also, I'm wearing a Red Wings jersey because I don't have any Carolina Hurricanes jersey. And I'm not wearing a Vegas. I have a Vegas hat, but I'll probably get rid of it. But until they change their ways, I'm kind of over them right now. And so, but you can't deny that Vegas is a winning team. They've done well. They won a Stanley Cup in their first 5 years. They're ruthless. They're mean. They make weird hires. The personalities they hire are kind of dickheads. John Tortorella. and I like John Tortorella a lot. The Carter Hart signing, which, we're blaming Vegas because they signed him, but like there's a reason they gave him 2 years and not $1 million. There's a reason he signed for $2 million for 2 years and not $1 million for 1 year, because other teams are bidding it. Like, let's say one team's like, we'll give you $1 million for 1 year. And then their team's like, 1 year, we'll do it for 2 years, $2 million for 2 years, or $2 million for 1 year. And Vegas is like, well, we can beat that, like $2 million for 2 years. How's that? And like, so it just ups the ante, right? I mean, I don't blame Carter, but like, yeah, that's how it works. So, and mind you, there's guys who've done worse things than Carter Hart. It's the fact that he got away with it that I have a hard time with. Like, no settlement, no nothing. Like there's so many things that get dismissed because it's like settled out of court. This one was just like, it was gross. It was just gross. But again, I think Carolina's got this. And after our ad break, we will do I'll tell you what I have in this. So let's jump into an ad break right now. The Stanley Cup playoffs are here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, has a new customer offer. Bet players props. Bet live. From the opening faceoff to the final horn, every moment matters. New DraftKings customers bet $5 and you'll get $100 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code THPN. That's so you're ready for the moment. That's code THPN. Turn $5 into $100 in bonus bets instantly. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccbg.org. On behalf of Boohoo Casino in Kansas, a wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after insurance. Issuance. For additional terms and responsible game resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer. Copyright 2026 NHL. All rights reserved. And okay, so with Vegas versus Carolina, I gut instinct, because it just how it's like, do you look at how Carolina had an easy path? I mean, they had Senators, swept them. Kind of like, I mean, I'd say Senators kind of fought a bit, but like, I don't think they were that tough. And then you have Flyers, again, another easy team. Like, they finished seventh out of the like Eastern Conference. Like, if we go ESPN standings, like NHL standings, I'm pretty sure they finished 7th. And so you have a team you're beating up the 7th best team. Let's go conference. Philadelphia finished 2, 4, 6, 8th. Yeah, they finished 8th. So you're like, okay, Carolina beat up on the Senators, who had 14 points less than them. Beat up on the Flyers, who had 15 points less than them. And beat up the Montreal Canadiens, who they had 7 points more than them. So, I mean, even the Buffalo Sabres, they say, were the closest competition, and they still, again, they didn't play them. So when you look at like Carolina, you're like, oh, they had a pretty easy path. Like, that could be like one of the reasons that like they look so good. And Montreal, again, fought back, and Montreal's good and young, and they had like Suzuki had a phenomenal year. I think Suzuki even had 100 points this year. And when you look at those stats, you're like, okay, hey, I mean, dude, they dominated. Holy smokes! I just want to check the regular season for Suzuki. Suzuki had 101 points. So I just pulled up Montreal Canadiens on ESPN. So yeah, Montreal wins 6-2. Hurricanes 3-2. Hurricanes 3-2. And then Hurricanes are like, hey, we're gonna stop playing with our food now. 4-0 and then 6-1. Tough cookies there. Yeah, that's just tough cookies right there. So again, I have Carolina winning. I think Vegas, you can win that. You can win with a hot goalie. I mean, LA's done it, right? They talk about that one all the time. Arguably, the 2023 win with Carolina Hurricanes was Cam Ward, sorry. Like, that was a hot goaltender, right? Like, we've seen hot goaltenders win. And is Anderson really the guy? Maybe he's played this whole time. So, and one of the talks about with Anderson is that like, hey, like he's injury prone. He's kind of gonna be hot and cold, but he looked good. He has performed when he needed to. I mean, you got a shutout. He has the most shutouts in this. Actually, we'll go to the Carolina Hurricanes. Like they have the most shutouts in this whole like postseason. If we go to the postseason, 1, 2, 3 shutouts. Like, he's got 3 shutouts. Like that's not nothing. And so I just think, is he the best goalie out of the two? No. Is it working within the style of the team? Yes. I think the fact that Carolina, keeps shots to a minimum in like such a big way, you don't have to be an excellent goalie. Like Carolina's, I think I read Carolina like blocks over half, like only 47% of shots score, or only 47% of chances make it to the net. So it's like they shut you down and they get the puck away from you. Then if you try and shoot a net, there's like 0.5%, like there's a greater than 0.5%, greater than 50% that it's not even making a net. So if it makes it on net, like it's like Anderson's got to stop so little. His save percentage arguably looks worse because Montreal shoots 13 shots and they get 1 goal. Like it tanks it, right? I mean, like, so if they score 1 goal on 13 shots, 12 shots saved, divided by 13, he's still at 923. Like even let's go 2 goals, 11 divided by 13. Like if they score 2 goals on 13 shots, then it drops from like a 923 to like an 846, like that, because there's so little shots to buffer the stats. We know Carolina, like they just pepper shots, and so I think Carter Hart's really gonna have a hard time with this. And I think like David Diggs is good defensively. I know they're great. Shea Theodore's great, but like you're missing a Pietrangelo. And that's you're not trying to replace Pietrangelo with like Rasmus Anderson, but like he is just, and again, Shea Theodore is great, but it's just not the same. So again, I think I'm gonna go Canes, and what do I want to do? I'm gonna I want to say 7, but like there's like the gut feel, my gut feel, and I'm gonna go with that one because that's usually my good indicator. And I don't, and if I'm wrong, I don't feel bad about it. So like if I'm wrong in my head, I'd rather be wrong in my heart than my head. Anyways, I'm gonna go Canes in 6. Canes in 6 feels correct. So, but let me know what your thoughts are down below. Hit like, subscribe. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I know it's been a month, but appreciate it. I love you guys so much. Catch you next one. Peace.